Irene, good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
I suppose I should ring her back. But what can I say? She'd not believe me. If she did, it would scare the life out of her. That was our Zoe on the phone. She's only 5 and I only get to see her by Skype. But she's over here with her mum, our Susan, and her Mike for Christmas. Just flown in, staying at Dad's place. But she was fine, her usual cheerful self, full of news. But then she won't know, will she? Dad, my dad, died last September. He'd been ill for ages, but he was no trouble, very independent right to the end. He'd spent most of his life alone. My mum died when I was 16 and I lost my wife, Irene, when Susan was the same age. I didn't realise how strong Dad was till then, but he carried us, Susan and me, until we could support ourselves. He even left the Navy, his second family, so he could help us. And he loved Irene like a real daughter, except he teased her endlessly singing that song, Irene, Good Night, Irene. He told me to visit them in Melbourne, but after all he had done for us, how could I leave him in his final years? Perhaps I should ring our Susan. Or maybe not, it could scare her. That song, how could that happen? I can still hear him singing that song. Not that he had much of a voice, but his eyes laughed when he sang, as though he knew it was terrible but didn't care. People say I've got his eyes. Fact is, when I look in the mirror these days, I see him and not myself. Except for the beard. I never had a beard. He was really proud of his, a sailor's beard, full, bushy, dark, until he was ill when it turned white. A proud man, always dressed well. Every Sunday, smart as paint. Clean shirt, pressed trousers, and the scarlet jacket. Always the scarlet jacket. Even to meet his mates for a pint. When Susan said they were coming, it made sense to stay at his place. So I postponed selling it till the spring. It's only an hour away, and the forecast's good for when I drive down. I think I'll leave it till they get here before I tell our Susan. Maybe talk to Mike first, see what he says. He's a sensible bloke. They could have stayed with me, but let's face it, it's pretty isolated up here. I've been down a couple of times since Dad died. Bit of tidying up, DIY, so everything will be okay when they arrived. Susan said it's fine. The heating's come on, and they've opened the bottle of wine I left them. I think I will tell Mike about it first, see what he decides. If I ring him first, like prepare him, in case our Zoe says something first. But perhaps it's best if I say nothing unless I have to. Our Zoe, she was desperate to speak to me. Susan can never get through a phone call without Zoe dancing in with some news, and she always got plenty of that. And she's so excited. What with Christmas coming and a different house, a different country. She has no idea. None of them have no idea at all, thank goodness. Not that they're in any danger. If anything, they're safer, more looked after. After she'd given me all her news, the flights, the snow and 1,000 other things, she said, I've got a new song for you, Grandad. A secret song. Is it a carol? I said. She laughed. No, Grandad, it's not a carol. It's an Irene. He told me to sing it to you and not to anyone else. I froze. Eyes crept through me and she sang, Irene, good night, Irene. Irene, good night. I said, did your mummy teach you that? She said, no, silly. It was Father Christmas. He's hiding in our bedroom.
Irene, good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.
If you enjoyed this, please come and see us live at the Playhouse. Details on our website.